We are interviewing Sonia Schnee, who is the founder of Jersey Indie, and she's a freelance video editor. Hi, Sonia.
Hi.
So, Sonia, can you describe and tell us what Jersey Indie is?
Sure. Jersey Indie is a New Jersey-centric website that showcases independent artists, small businesses, and creative minds who are living and or working in the Garden State.
When did you found it? And can you explain what inspired such a big local endeavor?
So I started Jersey Indie before I built the actual site, jerseyindie.com. I started it through social media, through Facebook and Twitter, and that was in the summer of 2014. So there's been a lot of social media posts that have been going on almost every hour, about 5 days a week, just through social media. So what inspired me to do it was, and I love Manhattan. I love New York. It's my neighbor. I've been there so many times for work and friends, and all my friends from college live in the city. But part of what inspired doing Jersey Indie was being from New Jersey myself. Whenever I would go into the city and I'd go out to a social event or a bar or a party or something like that after college, and people would ask, "Oh, where are you from? What borough are you from?" And I would say New Jersey, and there'd always be some kind of response along the lines of, "Why are you living in that cultural wasteland of talentless people?" Something like that. So after hearing that enough, I was kind of like, wait a minute. Like, I know a lot of artists and creative people and people who own their own businesses and things. And I was like, well, I guess if there are some websites that do show arts and other events, but for Jersey Indie, I wanted to show kind of a combination of small businesses and also musicians and artists, and also some tech and nonprofits. That's where the creative minds parts comes from. So that's kind of what inspired me. I wanted to showcase all the talented and creative people that live and or work in the Garden State. Jersey Indie began.
So the mission behind it is so awesome, and I'm sure a lot of people who from Jersey or even wherever they're from feel that way. But what was it that got you into action? Because not everyone, most people don't act upon those feelings.
Right. So the actual going out and discovering talent, and I also do some video editing. That's actually what I went to college for and was trained in film and media. So I've been doing social media also for nonprofits. Before I started Jersey Indie, I was a social media / video editor for actually a cultural news nonprofit that's based in Summit, New Jersey. So what got me to actually start building the site and start doing the social media, I guess social media I found was a very easy way to connect with and find a lot of different people from diverse backgrounds to an extent. And I originally started the social media thinking of the end goal of having Jersey Indie be a 24/7 online channel that's kind of like the MTV back when MTV was really hip and new and had a lot of artists and music videos and things like that. So that's something I've always wanted to do, kind of have an online 24-hour online channel that's fun and creative, and you can jump in and discover something new, but have that be very New Jersey centric. The goal is to kind of get it, as much of it as I can, that's indie, in kind of the same place through the site. So a little bit long. Feel free to cut me off anytime.
So, how old are you?
So I am 29, just turned 29. So
is it just you, or do you have a small team?
So it's really just me in terms of, I guess, employees, you could say, legally employees. And then I also work with a videographer and actually his wife is also a videographer. Gunner Productions, you should check them out. They're amazing, film in 4K, super nice guy. Give him a little plug there. But so yeah, gotta support New Jersey artists. So yeah, and he just moved to New Jersey, so gotta welcome the New Jersey resident with open arms. So everyone else is kind of independent contractors, legally independent contractors. So there's the video team, and then there's also a number of bloggers who are from different parts of New Jersey. There's someone who's from Jersey City, a few people who are from Central and South Jersey, and it's to kind of have this mix because I can't in all parts of New Jersey at once, and I want to cover all of them. So they kind of do that, and they go out and cover events and write articles about new bands and interview small business owners. Right, so it's a group. There's about, I'd say, 6-7 bloggers, and you can see all of them on the site, and you can search by blogger or by region, or just kind of look at everything that that comes down the pike. But
the way you, I guess, survive is your video editing, freelancing. Is that what helps support that, or is the website right now, does it support itself?
Yes, the ultimate goal would be to have a very well-oiled machine. So I guess I still consider Jersey Indie a fairly new business, so still going through a little bit trial and error in terms of it being kind of a self-sustaining site. So largely what I do to be able to fund the videos is through my video editing background and through things I do as a freelance video editor. That helps me kind of jump into that, because one of the things about having a site that's about independent or emerging artists or small businesses is that you don't want to put a lot of financial strain on, artists or small businesses who are already feeling kind of the financial crunch. So the video editing helps fuel the site, but I do hope to have it be a well-oiled machine where, if I'm gone for a day, the whole thing doesn't just...
Absolutely. So I'm so curious about you. What do your parents do, and do you have any siblings?
So yes, it's interesting. I guess we're all kind of a family of freelancers in a way. My dad he actually started a website called mobilecloudera.com. Give him a little plug there. So his background is for many, many years in kind of the technology realm. So he connects entrepreneurs who are working more specifically with mobile technology and applications and kind of game-changing technology and things with satellites or things with free Wi-Fi in the subway, and it kind of ranges through a whole bunch of different things. So that's his background, is more kind of the emerging technology. And my mom is a licensed marriage and family therapist. Her business is called A New Day for You. So if anyone needs a therapy session or anything like that, contact her. So
I can see how that also gives you, having that environment gave you the encouragement to pursue something such as what you're doing.
Right. It's definitely been helpful. It's an interesting thing. It's kind of like
you're not scared. Like some people would be scared to have left their a paycheck job.
Right. It's one of those things where being a freelancer, there's you have the flexibility to determine your own schedule to an extent.
Yeah.
But there are some drawbacks.
Have you always been freelance, or prior to starting Jersey Indie, did you work for someone just doing video editing?
Yes. Actually, I worked for 5 years as an independent contractor, but I was more or less their in-house video editor, production person. And this was a cultural nonprofit based in Summit, New Jersey, called Civic Story. Civic as in civics, and it was formerly called NJ Arts News. So that is also partially what inspired me to start Jersey Indie, was being on the video editing end. They'd go and they do short 2-3 minute videos about arts events happening in New Jersey and then offer them to the nightly news, with the goal of trying to get more cultural things on the news, because the news, you have news, sports, weather, and the fact that New Jersey is wedged between these two big kind of media worlds. You have New York City and you have Philadelphia, and then New Jersey's kind of in the middle, and there's not always a lot of coverage about New Jersey. So through them, I did the video editing, and what would happen was they'd go out and do shoots, and there'd be maybe 4 hours of footage, and we'd only use enough to fit into a 2-minute little story. So there'd be all these great narratives of people that you just, personal stories of what inspired them or what motivated them to create their own business or to do their own piece of art, and we just couldn't fit it into a 2-minute news video. So that inspired me to do Jersey Indie, was to be able to capture those more kind of personal stories and to hear more about the personal journeys into becoming business owners or becoming artists, and things that we couldn't put into a news story that now I hope to do through multiple videos on Jersey Indie.
Oh, that's awesome. So I'm really curious about your interest in video editing, because I've done it just for myself, and it's a pain in the butt. And I also
yeah, there's definitely those moments.
Yes. What is it about video editing which doesn't sound as sexy as some other jobs? Like, what do you love about video editing that you've devoted a big chunk of your working life to it?
Right, so since I was little, I've been telling stories since before I even learned to write. I told stories through pictures, and so I've always loved just being able to tell stories. And I went to college kind of wanting to major in science and biology and ecology and environmental science, and my freshman winter I took a film class, just for the heck of it. And I remember sitting in, because we have our film classes actually in the movie theater that was on campus in town. And I remember sitting there and thinking, oh, wait, I really could make a career combining really my two biggest passions, writing and art, because you need the screenplay, you need the script, then you need the visual eye to actually film whatever story it is that you're telling. And so at college, they taught us video editing, which was great to have that very round, broad education in video editing and in film. It was actually a very small department, maybe 12 majors and minors in the whole place. So you really got immersed and really got a lot of technical skills. So that's where I learned video editing. And long story short, I really like editing, actually love editing, because it's a way to tell a story. And
definitely,
especially now that it's digital, you don't have to cut up film and all of that kind of thing. That you can tell right away if something doesn't work or does work or does not work, what shots work together. If you put music under something, does it elicit the right kind of emotional response? So there's something very exciting about that, that you can tell immediately if something hits you in your gut or if something bores you to tears or not. And you can tell very quickly now that it's digital. So it all goes along with the whole storytelling part. And
absolutely, I feel like the editor is what makes, like, anything that we watch in a movie. It's the editor that, I mean, I know the film, whatever the directors do, but it's the editor that makes, like you said.
I like the editor plug. No, I'm all for that. But it's true. I mean, on a film, there's so many people that work on it, so it's an interesting thing where it's all these elements coming together that it's very lucky when they all click perfectly well together, and you get a film that becomes a big hit and all the elements work together. But right, with editing, you can see, like you might have 4 hours of footage and the audience will only see the best 2 minutes. So if you're an actor and you do 50 takes, no one will ever know that. You'll get a splicing together of, the best 3 takes or something like that. So there's a lot of kind of magic and fixing and finessing that goes on behind the scenes, which is kind of I find is exciting to do as a video editor, to help kind of polish up and bring out the best parts in someone's performance, or the best, angle or something that's, from the camera. Or so, right. It's not as sexy as, like being an actress, or, being the director or something like that, or the choreographer if it's, the musical or something, something like that. But, right. There's a lot of power, and with great power comes great responsibility, since I have to quote something now from entertainment.
I see what you do now. Hearing your background, you just said that you're a storyteller. So the Jersey Indie is kind of telling many artist stories, which seem to which you admire. It sounds like you met a lot of interesting people, and you're trying to showcase them in the way that you know best.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's amazing. Like, even 10 years ago, I never would have imagined myself going out and wanting to talk and get a cup of coffee with people. I was always a little bit of an introvert, so I never in my wildest dreams would have imagined that I'd be going out and talking to people and interviewing people and meeting people for coffee and filming them and asking them about their lives and things. And it's so great to be able to meet people and to meet face to face or via Google Hangouts, which is just as good. Yeah.
One more question for you before we end our interview is because a lot of people would be afraid to do something that's not predictable in terms of paycheck. Why are you not afraid? I know it's probably natural for you, but what is it that makes you not afraid, that you don't know? You don't have a steady, you freelance video editing, and then you have this thing, this other baby that you're building. Nothing's guaranteed. So what makes you not afraid?
Mm-hmm. It's a good question. As I'm thinking about it, now I'm becoming slightly more afraid. But before that, I guess kind of the same thing that propelled me with doing film. I did direct and write a few little student films when I was in college, and being kind of an introvert, what made me very comfortable was realizing, and it also has helped through kind of all other parts of my life, realizing that it's not always about you, it's about someone else, it's about everyone else. So that takes the pressure off of you if you worry, oh, am I doing this right? Should I do this? Should I not contact this person, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? That can be something that really, prevents people. They're worried, am I going to do it wrong? Am I going to mess it up? Am I going to say the wrong thing? And just to go on a tiny, tiny tangent, I had gone to a tech night that was at the high school that I graduated from, and this was several years after I graduated from high school, and there were big higher ups at Google and Qualcomm and these big tech companies who lived in New Jersey, which was cool. And the theme of the night was that kind of part of starting your own business and being an entrepreneur and doing anything that has to do with innovation is that you have to not let the fear of failure keep you from ever trying. Which is something I thought was very interesting that they were talking about that in a school setting, because so much of being in school is you've got to get A's, you got to be there on time, you can't really deviate too much. And I'm forgetting a little bit about the point of my tangent, but I guess, right. Okay, now I remember. I caught the thought train. But right, so remembering that it's not all about me, it's about everyone else. And that helped when I was doing student films, instead of worrying about, the pressure as a director or the pressure as a writer. It's no, it's about helping other people tell their story, or helping the actor tell the story of the character, or through video editing, helping the multiple elements come together to tell the best story. And that goes along with Jersey Indie, that it's not so much about Sonia Indie, which could be an alternate title, I guess. A little bit of a one-woman show for the moment. I hope to get, actual full-time employees down the road. But But right, just remembering that it's not always about you, it's about kind of everyone else. And as long as you remember that, that actually takes a lot of pressure off. And I find that it makes me less stressed in my own life, thinking about I have to, reach certain, internal standards or something like that. You remember that it's about helping other people and then seeing how happy they are when they get the final product, which in my case is a video, or they get, a post on social media or something. So it's that feel that, we're all part of a community, and, I haven't had anyone have any complaints yet or say, don't promote my business or something like that. I haven't run into anyone like that yet. So, when you realize it's part of like a community, then it's easier and it's exciting to see. And I'm sure it's exciting through jewelry too, to be able to see people who are really happy and excited about your product, and they're so happy to be wearing it, and and that kind of thing. So that's really what drives me and takes the stress off. As long as I remember that, then I'm okay.
That's really nice. It makes me think that you're brought up that takes a big heart, I guess, to think of it that way, because I can think of plenty of people who don't think that way. So your parents did a very nice job, and you have a very big heart, that your desire is what drives you is having other people succeed and be happy too. So thank you very much for taking the time to tell us a little bit more about what inspired your business. And can you just tell us, give us details about where to find you and your site, and anything else you want, I guess, how someone can help you for help Jersey Indie succeed.
Oh, sure. So the site is jerseyindie.com. Indie as in INDIE, not Y. And my email address, anyone is welcome to email me and say hi or introduce themselves or say, hey, I have a business. Can you, do a video for me or post something about an event I'm having? My email address is jerseyindie@gmail.com, spelled the same way as the name of the site. And
how can we help?
I guess so just visit the site, take a look around, explore what's happening in your area. I designed the site where you can look by category, so you can go up to music and you can look for musicians, or you can go by county. There's a clickable
county.
Oh yeah. So that's part of the thing, was to get people to discover what's happening near them. So there's a clickable map, and you can click and kind of discover each county. Some counties are more populated than others in terms of content. That's something that, will get filled up over time. And you can go and you can see, then within each county, you can see all the towns within that county in alphabetical order, and you can see what bands or, small businesses are there. And of course, there's many, many more to add. And there's a long list of other ones I have to add. So go to the website if you want a video. I do video editing, so just feel free to reach out by email. And just in general in our lives, when you go to buy something, think about where you're spending your dollars. Are you going to Walmart, or are you going to an independent artist or a mom and pop place? And just every time you take money or your credit card out, your cash out of your wallet, just think about, who am I paying and who could I be paying instead? And that's kind of the essence of Jersey Indie, to help your neighbors as much as you can when you can. So.
Thank you. It's Sonia Schnee from jerseyindie.com, and I'm Tina Tang from tinatang.com. And you can find this video and the transcript at tinatang.com/blog. Thank you.
Bye.